playing, right?
What it is?
What do you think Aave is?
Colloquial slang that originates from like mainly like black communities that eventually spreads via like just common talking with like other people that like aren't from the community and like.
You don't know what that is. Aave. AAV. Yeah, that's African American vernacular.
Have you ever heard it called that before, or is it normally called something else?
I've heard it called African American vernacular, but not Aave.
Not Aave.
It's just like slang, you know? I don't know. It's kind of the only word I got.
Isn't that Ebonics?
I believe it's just sort of a cultural adoption with language. Just something that we've taken on, like, as African Americans, as a culture. It's something we don't specifically identify with. It's just kind of something that goes with.
Like the kind of English that develops. See, it's weird because like it's not like this clearly like developed in one place and then spread out from there. It developed in a bunch of different communities, and all the communities have their own variations in what we classify as African American vernacular English as well. Like for example, there's different slang in New Orleans than there is in like Chicago, you know?
Aave stands for African American Vernacular English, also known as Ebonics, used mostly by African Americans, but not exclusively. A dialect with features that do not occur in standard English in the United States.
Could you perhaps speak a sentence, or give me an example of what you believe happened?
I'd rather not. I would just feel uncomfortable. I feel like trying to come up with something could come off as racist, so I just would rather not.
It's either Jack B fell down or Jack fell down. I don't think the first one, I suppose? Yeah, Jack B fell down.
Wrong. He was
That is wrong. You cannot just put the B whenever you feel like it. Just because it sounds like a grammatically incorrect sentence doesn't mean it's Aave.
Do any of you know anyone who speaks African American vernacular English?
I've heard it spoken. I used to speak it when I was younger. I used to live in Southern Maryland.
I know a bunch of people in high school, but I don't hang out that much anymore. But like, yeah.
I kept some of like the words. So in 2005, my family and I moved to Northern Virginia and started speaking like all the white people who live there. And I used to say things like, "Oh, I'm asleep," but then my parents would tell me like, "That's not correct. Don't speak that way." So I don't really use it anymore.
I'm from Virginia Beach, and there's like it's like diverse, but also at the same time it's very like in certain parts you get very specialized locations. Like, oh, cool, you're from the North End. That's like literally just white people. Like you do not see people of color at all. So it's like I didn't grow up with like a lot of like Aave in my life. So like
For people,
Yeah. I play basketball. I got black friends.
Once again, you are wrong. Just because it is called African American Vernacular English doesn't mean only African Americans or now black people speak it. Or basketball players, which is another stereotype for black people.
believe that African American vernacular speakers sound uneducated.
I think there's like a stereotype that comes with it. Yeah, I think there's like a stereotype that comes with it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're uneducated.
No.
No,
Just a different way of talking. It gets the message across.
Okay.
just different ways of speaking.
Honestly, it's cooler.
Like they'll assume that you're uneducated, that you don't know how to speak actual English, that your grammatical skills are lesser than theirs, or just a lot of bad connotations. Not like generalizing any specific group or anything, but that I believe it's reachable a lot of time.
It did come from uneducated slaves. That was the origin of the language, and so technically the use of the language is a reflection of that uneducation.
This is a great question for the class. Raise your hand if you think Aave speakers sound uneducated. No, seriously, raise your hand if they sound uneducated. If you raise your hand, you're racist.
Do you believe that profanity is associated with African American vernacular English? Do you believe it stems from it?
Nah.
Okay.
There's different things.
Okay.
I mean, people cuss like who aren't like I don't know. I've heard like farmers cuss like way more than anyone else.
Just because they go together doesn't mean that they're like hand in hand.
That is wrong and ridiculous. You can use profanity in any dialect.
Should people only be speaking standard American English in classrooms?
I've never spoken Aave in class before.
Probably outside of classrooms.
Yeah, like mostly outside of.
Some students wouldn't even understand it, or they would ask me to rephrase it, or so I just kind of trying to phrase it as something that everyone can understand.
Because there are white people in these classrooms, I think standard English should be used. Just like how we don't use Spanish in classrooms now, just because there are more Spanish people in the classroom than there are English people. If that makes sense.
The problem today is that SAE is what corporate America wants to hear, while Aave is not socially acceptable. Aave speakers are scared to speak Aave because there's a stigma that comes with the black community, and they feel that they are uneducated when they speak outside of their community.
Like a time that you would speak Aave, and then what would be a time you speak standard English?
Definitely when I'm around my family, either in Chicago or in Alabama.
You speak Aave.
Because I spent a lot of time around them when I was really young, so it was kind of odd having to go from, I'm from Salem, Virginia, which is predominantly white, to hang out with my cousins.
Because like I'm not like saying like it's like kind of like a bad thing. It's just like it doesn't seem like professional. You know what I mean? Because like it's like a family and like friends kind of thing. Like it just depends on the environment. When like you're in like professional environment, there's like a certain way you should like speak to people because not everyone's gonna like understand what you're saying in a professional environment. You know what I mean?
It is always appropriate to speak Aave. In fact, if you can speak more than one dialect, you are actually more intelligent than the person who can only speak one.